Biden's story comes out, which we hear about, and Rob, if you want to get this one ready, Biden's story comes out. President Joe Biden diagnosed with aggressive form of prostate cancer, okay? Aggressive form of prostate cancer. Let's see this one here. So, former President Joe Biden, aged 82, was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer on Friday, characterized by Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasis to the bone after doctors found a prostate nodule following increased urinary symptoms, with a spokesperson stating, while this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows the effective management. President Trump came out and said, Melania and I are saddened to hear this news. Recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. Right? He says this. Rob, what clip is this one here?
So I have doctors on both MSNBC and News Nation talking about how it would be impossible for Joe Biden to just find out about this diagnosis today, considering how aggressive the cancer is in the stages that are.
Go for it. Let's see it.
Prostate cancer has spread to the bone that he could have had it for up to a decade, but certainly it's likely. Would it be fair to say it's likely to have had this for at least several years?
Oh, more than several years. You don't get prostate cancer.
So again, I just want to stop you. So this is not speculation. If you have prostate cancer that is spread to the bone, then he's most certainly, you are saying, had it when he was president of the United States.
Oh, yeah. He did not develop it in the last 100, 200 days. He had it while he was president. He probably had it at the start of his presidency in 2021. Yes, that I don't think there's any disagreement about that.
Damn.
And
they don't even know what to say.
I'm just curious again, if your doctor to President of the United States that is a male, that is an older man, would a prostate test, and again, we're just talking about a PSA screening, a blood test that you could do along with all the other blood tests. It's not even that it would be intrusive. Would this not be one of the first tests that you would conduct as a White House doctor?
If you're a White House doctor in this situation, I think you would certainly discuss it with the president and talk about the pros and cons. I think if you then ask, well, if President Biden says, well,
let's see what News Nation says on the other.
I see. So you're saying even in a medically neglected population, it would be surprising to have a surprise diagnosis with a Gleason score of 9. So you're saying that certainly as he was serving in the Oval Office, you believe that he knew that he had prostate cancer, and even potentially as he was running in 2020 before he assumed office?
Well, most likely he had prostate cancer for a long time, and aggressive prostate cancer such as this at age 80 grows over a long period of time. I mean, usually it takes from the first diagnosis of prostate cancer to spread would take 5 to 10 years, even in the most aggressive form. It's just, to me, it seems very surprising that the first diagnosis would be a metastatic diagnosis, especially Gleason 9 cancer, without, having his PSA history. I mean, I would love.
Tom, thoughts?
So, I've read a lot about prostate cancer, and not only in the last 48 hours on this, but previously, because for men, you want to start a PSA test and get a baseline in your early 40s, and then you continue that. And if that PSA moves even a little bit, because all of our just like all of us have a different resting pulse, Pat, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Your may be 80, distance runner may be 67. Everyone will have a baseline PSA score, and if that score goes up, then you now go to aggressive blood screening and other forms of prostate tests to find out what's going on. And so The last doctor said, yeah, it takes, if you're in active treatment, it takes about 5 years to metastasize to bone. Typically, I'm not the doctor. This is what the doctors are saying, and this is what the articles are saying. So he likely entered the presidency with elevated PSA, signs of prostate cancer, and, you know, the public didn't know about it. And not only did he have, you know, the signs of mental decline, which are no longer debatable and have been hidden and were conspiracies behind the hiding of it, he had, you know, prostate cancer escalating to metastasizing to the bone, and he ran for president. It just shows you that his health had multiple angles he should not have run.
Vinny.
Well, first and foremost, just like with Comey with his 86-47, does anybody believe that they didn't know? Honestly,
no.
Like, thank you, Tom. His mental decline, his cancer. Think about this too. He's the oldest president in history. He had skin cancer during his presidency. You guys remember that? He had a broken foot, COVID, really bad twice, 2 brain aneurysms before he got in, and we're supposed to believe that he wasn't monitored around the clock. Yeah. Right, Pat? I don't know how many doctors you must have around this guy. He already got rid of skin cancer during his election. And I'm going to have Rob play this, Pat. He admitted in 2022, he says, you're going to hear it, I have cancer during a speech in Massachusetts, in Virginia, July 20th. Go ahead, Rob, play this clip.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Play the last 10 seconds again, Rob. Right there. Yeah, that's good.
Windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why for the longest time.
The mainstream media said no, he wasn't saying it. It's all the other people I grew up with had cancer. At the time, that's what they said.
Okay, at the time, what they say to me, but you know,
he did have some sort of skin cancer removed.
And Adam, you ready for this? We're so like, oh my God, he's talking crazy. People brushed over this because we thought he was nuts. But like, there's 2 things. Either they lied to us, or maybe even this. I was thinking on the flip side, Tom. What if they never told him? What if the plan was like, don't keep this shit from him? We don't like him anyway.
Okay, then who was that quarterback? Jill? Who quarterbacked that play?
Great question. Maybe
Anthony
Jill,
Blinken?
Maybe Anthony Blinken. Who was the other guy? The other little guy that was always on the plane with him. Because if you think about it, Obama doesn't like him. Obama didn't endorse him in 2016 when Hillary ran, even though he was his VP. Obama told people, don't underestimate Joe's ability to F things up. Okay? I don't think this is it almost feels like a sacrifice because in 2019, what they say.
You don't think he knew? You don't think
I think he felt messed up, Pat, but when they're like, just go.
I don't know.
I don't trust them.
No, I get that. But to me, I think, so from this perspective, who is it to blame? You watch him on The View. Rob, do you have him on The View just like 3 weeks ago?
Yep, I can grab a clip.
And on The View, when you watch him.
This is sad.
When he's being asked a question and Jill sees that this is bad, within no time, she jumps in. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't even let him. It's 2 minutes. Yeah. Let her ask open-ended question and then fast forward. Go ahead. Yeah.
Mr. President, since you left office, there have been a number of books that have come out, deeply sourced from Democratic sources, that claim in your final year there was a dramatic decline in your cognitive abilities. In the final year of your presidency, what is your response to these allegations, or are these sources wrong?
They are wrong. There's nothing to sustain that. Number one. Number two, you know, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection.
What the hell's
I started. Not since the Civil War.
Watch Jill.
We had a circumstance where we were in a position that
She's going to give him 20 more seconds.
The pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit, end up over a million people
you know
dying.
Where she's at?
A million people dying.
Semi-pain.
And we're also in a situation where we found ourselves unable to deal with a lot of just basic issues, and which I won't go into in interest of time. And so we went to work, and we got it done. And You know, one of the things that well, I'm
well, and Alyssa, one of the things I think is that the people who wrote those books were not in the White House with us.
You can pause
and they
it right
didn't
here,
see
okay?
how hard
So
Joe...
to me, is when you have somebody that's sick and they're not doing well, you become the parent. And when you become the parent, last night I'm at ER till 12:30, right? And I'm with one of my kids. Not a big deal, but I'm there, okay? It's like, no. I said, listen, my responsibility is to make the right decision for the family right now. I'm taking you right now. We go. Scored away good to go. We move on, right? Same week before, Dad, hey, I'm taking you right now. Boom, we're going right now. Mickey takes him. I go over there, meet him. Boom, heart, issue that he has. Whether it's kids or if it's parents. My kid, under 10. My dad, 83. It's our job to lead them, okay? So then the responsibility lies on who? If you don't take the kid to the hospital, it's on who? The kid or the parent?
Parent.
If you don't take your 83-year-old, 82-year-old, person to the hospital that's not doing well, who's it on?
You too.
You.
Of course.
So to me, this is not really on, this becomes on the wife, this becomes on the family, this becomes on the supporting cast, this becomes on the people that are spending a lot of time with the person to say, dude, this guy's not the same. I'm willing to bet you, if me, Tom, Mario, Maral, Teague, the guys that hang with me when the cameras are off, okay, when we're together, if you see something going on, you're going to be like, hey, what do you guys think what's going on with Pat? Hey, what do you think what's going on with Vinny? Hey, what do you think what's going on with Tom? You're like, hey, bro, can I have a conversation with you, Vinny? Hey, man.
Something's
off.
off.
Mad at it. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
I'll take you, right?
Yes.
We would do that. To just keep somebody going and say, no, keep doing those videos. You're going to be okay. Keep doing this video. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? So to me, if all these two shows that Rob showed, those two clips you showed, what were the outlets?
MSNBC and News Nation.
Are they Republican right-wing content?
No.
No. And they're saying that this is most likely what? 5 to 10 years. When we left Iran, the Shah had cancer for many, many years. And he hid it from everybody. He didn't want anybody to know. But he knew about it. His wife didn't even know about it. And then later on, they found out, boom, this happens. Adam, your thoughts on this story?
This is worse than we thought with Joe Biden, because everyone for years was calling, he's got dementia, he's got Alzheimer's, and then, he's sort of functioning, sort of falling down. And then this bombshell drops that he has metastatic prostate cancer. Metastatic means it's spreading. So there's an article in the Wall Street Journal right now, if you can pull that up. And Wall Street Journal, very probably center right, they say the following: Biden had unrivaled medical care. How did this cancer go undetected? Other presidents, including Donald Trump, have undergone other procedures that have been disclosed to the public. So aggressive metastatic prostate cancer, stage 4. This, because I'm in the life insurance, life expectancy world. I've heard these Gleason scores and PSA scores. When you hear Gleason score of 9, it's like, uh-oh, no bueno. How did this happen? So who does this fall on? To me, there's single one point blank person, and that's Jill Biden. She's going to bed with him every night. She's going on every single interview with him. She's basically saying, congratulations, Joe, you answered all the questions. Yeah. After his disastrous debate performance. Disaster. She knew nothing. Also, there's another person that probably should be held to account, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, who was the White House doctor.
Good call.
What did you know?
Yep.
Because the writing was on the wall with all this. So here's some stories right here. The cabinet iced out from the president. These are brutal Biden bombshells that were in the latest Jake Tapper book, right? The book, I believe, is called
Original Sin.
Original Sin, whatever that means, right?
It's a good
Questioning.
movie.
Great movie.
That's true.
Jolie.
Questioning Joe Biden's mental fitness. He didn't recognize George Clooney at a big event. George Clooney.
I mean,
was
he looks rough anyway. But
okay. He forgot the names of longtime aides halfway through the term. Jake Sullivan, who arguably was the shadow president, many say, he looked at him and calls him, goes, hey, Steve. He goes, who the hell is Steve? That's Jake Sullivan, buddy. Oh, my bad. Remember the time where he goes, and let's give it up for so-and-so. Good for you to be here. They're like, sir, that person died a year ago. Oh,
yeah, weird.
So all these things are happening, and people thought it was dementia. Turns out he's actually legitimately very sick. So whether he's a gaffe machine, whether he's just a poor debater, whether he just has dementia or Alzheimer's. Turns out cancer is spreading in his body. Also, quick PSA, 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's very common for men above 65. How did this go undetected?
It's Adam.
Get screened early in your 40s.
And that's the question you have to ask. It's not why. Why did they lie and why did they hide it? Because when you're desperate to hold power, you don't need a president. Okay, you need a puppet, and Joe Biden was a perfect puppet. Walking around, pushing him. I can't answer questions. I can't do this. And guys, have you guys really thought about this? Think about this, Adam. If Trump gets shot in the head and dies in Butler, ready for this? Who's the president? Joe Biden,
Well,
right?
maybe.
Joe Biden's the president.
Maybe.
And then this news comes out. What happens? They invoke Section 3 or Section 4 of Amendment 25, and Kamala Harris would become the president of the United States. So you want to talk about dodging a bullet?
goodness.
We bullet because
If they didn't just make that swap before the election.
Exactly. But my thing is, Tommy, think about the timeline. June 27th, he gets the debate happens. Biden freezes up. The Democrats like, oh my God. Then all of a sudden, Trump gets shot in the head. He survives. Okay. Then they drop Biden out of the race, and then it's the Kamala time. So we dodged a bullet on literally on multiple things, and that's why when I say that they want this guy dead, trust me. They wanted him dead, and they would have celebrated the fact that he was dead. But God had different plans,
By the way,
and God's plan always wins.
I don't worry about any of this stuff.
Did you see what Trump had to say?
What?
I actually thought it was like trolling, but he was actually very sober and serious about what he said about Joe Biden and his cancer. He says the following: Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. I actually thought he was like trolling because I'm shocked he didn't say, what a loser, the oldest, worst president in American history has cancer. So this is actually a very grown-up move by Trump. I think Trump realizes how serious this is. And secondly,
when it comes down to stuff like this, listen, I'm talking to Stephen A. this morning. Stephen A. went after Vinny on his podcast, okay? And he said some stuff to Vinny. And look, if you're in this world, if you swing, you don't expect to be hit back. You're oblivious or naive. If in the opinion game, if you have an opinion, don't be surprised if the guy's going to react back and give their thoughts on what you have to say. You have to have thick skin. What did it say in the ChatGPT? One of the things about being director of FBI, what do you need to have? A thick skin, right? Yeah. So I think Trump knows the game of fighting, but he also knows, hey, Carter died. We're showing up to the funeral, Melania. Get ready. Get a new dress. We're going there. He knows that part of the tradition. You can like him or not like him. The man is a very traditional, is a man of tradition. When it comes to traditions, Trump is all about it. He knows what you have to do with the traditions. So in those types of areas, he always shows up. You got to respect him for it.
And you got to give him credit. The media doesn't. When he walked off the plane in the rain and the media cornered him and said, Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed away, he stops. He closes his eyes and he says, she died just today, just now? Yeah. And he stops and he puts his hands up and he said, she had an amazing life. And I'm sorry to hear this. Yep. It's in the rain coming off the plane. And so he is traditionalist. I appreciate it.
No, he is. He is. And that's why you respect him for what he does. But if it's a fight, he's gonna come after you. We got a special merch drop today with these 4 states. If you want to play this clip, we have officially 4 hats, each representing Florida, California, Texas, and New York. What's wild about these 4 states is I lived in California for 24 years, longest I ever lived in a state. I lived in Texas for 5 years. I've been in Florida for 4 years, and we own the minority owners of New York Yankees. So there is something going on with each of these 4 states, and it happens to be the top 4 states that we have here. These hats will go like this, okay, because they're limited. We don't have a big supply of them. But the Florida one is going to sell out in minutes like it always does. Why? Because it is numbered 1 out of 250, and when you order those, they come in this box, the Valuetainment Future Looks Bright box with the hat inside of it. Florida's is going to have the red back lid, which is not lid. What do you call this thing here,
That's
Vinny?
their flag.
What do you call this, Vinny? Here, this is
snapback.
The snapback. And then you have Florida's flag here with Florida's map on the side. And then you got same thing with Texas, with New York, with California. So here's what we're going to be doing. 2 things. You got the shirt, sweaters, and the hats. Limited supply. Anybody that places the order, the first 100 are going to get a Future Looks Bright keychain, or you see the keychain right there. Whether you order 1 hat, 2 hats, or whatever you order, you're going to get those right there. However, I want to show you something crazy I sent to Chris this morning. Rob, go to eBay. Go to eBay if you can, and type in Future Looks Bright. This is absolutely wild. So if you go to eBay, Vinny, have you seen this lately? Future Looks Bright. Look what's there.
$400.
These numbered hats end up, but watch this, $800 for one of them. Keep going. Okay, keep going. $249.
Last one. That means you already sold one.
Listen to this. Let it go lower. Watch what happens here with the rest of them. Okay, keep going. It's becoming a marketplace on eBay on some of these guys. Some of them, the super fans buy, they wear it. I absolutely love it. You're going to see me on Jesse Waters tonight.
$10,000? Are you serious?
But I mean, that's how numbered stuff goes. He's got the 1 out of 250, though. So if you go lower, tonight when I'm on Jesse, by the way, even that backpack, we sold them. It's $2,028 for a numbered backpack. There was only 100 of them. We did limited. The red ones. We'll never do it again. The other one was the Future Looks Bright, the white and the gold, $3,000. Anyways, gang, if you believe the future looks bright, we want 1 million people wearing this gear, sporting it all over the place with the Valuetainment brand. Go to VTmerch.com, place the order. And those of you guys that are in the PBD Podcast Circle, you were told about this before anybody else, as well as the PBD Entrepreneur Circle. If you join the circle, you get these merch drops before anybody else. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.